Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Weapon Review. Today is one that I feel like most people probably have not touched since the game came out. Liberator Concussive. I have mixed thoughts on this weapon. I don't really use it too much. After using it on all the fronts in this video, I can definitely say one thing. I do not enjoy it on the bot front. In fact, I got so bored of using it on the bot front, I stopped the recording midway through just so I could lock in and try to have fun. Like, I was not enjoying trying to show the weapon off for what it was. I just don't think that's the front for it. The other fronts, though, it shines. It absolutely shines. So, I know it might seem like a negative start so far, but things are going to get better for Liberator Concussive, bros. Don't worry. You'll see. Right, so let's just jump right into it. The Liberator Concussive deals with chaff well enough, I suppose. I mean, it can still 1 or 2 hit a standard bot foot soldier. Devastators, if you hit them in the head, obviously you cause a stagger. That's really all that I have to say on this front. Like, I think the bot front's more it's just not for this weapon. Like I say, if you hit a Devastator in the head, you can stun lock it. But on this front, I'd rather just eliminate the bot wholesale, because the bots, just simply put, have the least amount of enemies on screen at all times, because there's no real significant chaff enemies on this front. Look, the overall verdict for me on this front is do not bring the Liberator Concussive over here. I just don't think... this is not where this weapon's true strengths shine. So, the bot front... I know I usually don't do it this way in the order, but this is just the way it's going to be. I'm going to give it a negative review on this front, like 3 out of 10 on the bot front. Now we're going to get somewhere where it actually shines. Alright, squid front. Here's where this thing starts being less of a hindrance and more of a, I don't want to say a great weapon, but a true utility piece of equipment. The Liberator Concussive on this front might not be the best at dealing with voteless hordes, but that's okay. A simple support weapon will take care of that. I think where it shines is stun locking the Overseers. As you can see, every impact on his exposed skin causes a mini stun lock, hence he's literally useless. Think of the good old days playing old Mortal Kombat when you're just getting like 90% comboed, you can't do anything. That's probably what I feel they're probably suffering. So the Liberator Concussive does an okay job dealing with chaff. It'll stun lock the chaff, thus giving you room, but you'll see here in this clip, I specifically lured a flesh mob in so I can show you that this does not really affect the flesh mob. At least, I think it doesn't. I feel like it's been inconsistent, because sometimes I feel like they're about to do a charge animation, I hit them and they get knocked out of it, but I could just be going crazy too. I mean, after so many stims and 1500 hours, like, I'm sure I've actually, like, given myself indirect schizophrenia. So... at range, this thing is not too bad. If an enemy is at long range, this weapon will make sure they never get close enough to you to be a problem. I think where this weapon shines the most is making sure the chaff can easily be killed by the other players. Using the Liberator Concussive is a lot like using the Foot Knight and Vermintide 2. You're not going to be the top dog, but everyone's going to appreciate the work you're putting in. If you don't really care about your stats, I know some people do, some people don't. The Liberator Concussive is probably one of the best weapons in the game if you're not someone that cares about their stats. It might not hit hard, but the impact on the team hits hard. So overall, I think the Liberator Concussive is a fantastic choice for this front. I don't know if I would run it all the time, but being able to make sure Overseers are a non-factor, stun locking a voteless horde, if you just throw a couple rounds in them, you'll be able to easily take care of them. I found it paired really well with the Napalm expendable. Some random was carrying it in this game, and we made good use of it. I couldn't get good footage of that because it just kind of happened at moments. I tried to play with them again in another game, but I guess what I'm saying is I'd be looking away and I'd hear the impact and I'd see a bunch of dead bodies. Either way, like I said, Liberator Concussive is a true team support weapon. Now we go somewhere where it really shines. Okay, here we are in Crimseca. Liberator Concussive truly shines on this front. So in this front, this weapon can stun lock just about anything. Especially Alpha Commanders, I think that's one of the best. If a bug is trying to get a bug breach off, and if you hit them with this, they will not be able to get the breach off because they'll be trapped in their perpetual stun lock, which I think truly makes this a great on this front. Same with the Pummeler and the Pacifier. Being able to stun the ability for the bugs to summon reinforcements really does give the player a sense of maybe controlling the engagement, even though that might not be true, but you can feel like it. So I'll just finish off with this. It's pretty good on the bug front. I would say it probably excels here the most. It's sufficient on the squid front. Bot front, not recommended. I'm skipping the armory sequence again because just like the other weapons of the Liberator family, they all have the same attachments. There ain't much else to say about this weapon that I haven't said already. I mean, I think it needs maybe a little more damage or a slightly better fire rate. I think this would really shine. But you can see from the footage that you're able to stunlock a bug, keep him away from you, get yourself some space. I do think this weapon would pair okay with a flamethrower, but you'd most certainly need someone to watch your back. Because when you're focusing on a bug, knocking them backwards, you are a little easy to be killed from behind. And make sure you bring either an armor passive that gives you some extra ammo or a supply pack, because this weapon can really eat through ammo because it doesn't hit hard enough to get kills all the time. Here's where it really shines, as I was saying with the Alpha Commander. I literally sent that Alpha Commander into the Nether Realm. That's where this thing really shines, being able to do that. Space, 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 and then your team takes care of the space you're creating. So overall, that's the video. That was a quick one. Not a gigantic fan of Liberator Concussive, so I didn't do too long of a recording session for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the weapon in the comments down below. Stand by for the next episode because it's a good one. It's a weapon I actually enjoy. The 1-2 is coming up next.